Hi, you got me again, giving you a few ideas on what you should be doing in the garden. Well, you may remember the children had tomatoes right along here. Stripped it out this weekend, picked off the nice red ones for use in the garden, use in the kitchen, sorry, not in the garden. And then the green ones we've actually picked as well. Green ones you can use for chutney. Other people actually fry them green, but I actually don't like them fried green. But chutney is a great thing to do with green tomatoes. Coming along here, just to let you know what I'm up to, I train my apricot tree. It's a young apricot tree, just a year old, starting to train it along the fence panel. Now, just a few jobs that you should be doing. Keep those trained fruit in position. But another thing that came to my mind the other day was that hydrangeas. Hydrangeas, some people like leaving the heads on, others like taking them off. It's a preference thing. Do what the dickens you like in a garden. Make your garden look nice. If you don't like the heads, cut the blooming things off. But don't prune them right now, just take the heads. I will tell you when you should be pruning the different types of hydrangeas a bit later on in the year, maybe even next year. You may notice that just here, there's some still flowering. Fluke of nature, that's all it is, fluke of nature. But there's a couple of things that I just, in this little bit that we talk about, I can give you ideas. Some of the other jobs you should be doing is, as ground is bared, in other words, cleared, what you want to do is actually possibly, if you've got compost, leaf mold, bark, anything like that, put it over the top of the ground. And all mulching actually protects the ground as we go into winter, holds the moisture in and holds the warmth in for plants that may be in that area. Also slows down the weed growth as well. So that's something that we should actually consider. If you look around your garden centre and nurseries, you might even be able to buy a few saffron crocus or any autumn crocus. They've all finished flowering, but they're cheap at this time of the year because they want to clear them. So why not go and buy some and put them in your garden. Birds. Buy plants with berries to feed the birds. And that's something that you should consider. And the other thing is that as the nights get colder, the days are getting shorter, it might be worth starting to feed birds and see they've always got water as well. Houseplants will need good amount of light, less watering and no feeding as we go into winter. Equally, houseplants and potted plants outdoors, don't feed them either. Feeding stops at this time of the year, except for lawns, and lawns you can do with a good autumn feed, and the feed that you do for lawns in the autumn actually gives the roots more energy for when they return to life in the spring. I say that, but let's face it, it's been mild enough at the moment to keep cutting. Reduce your cutting through the winter period, maybe every couple of weeks, maybe every 3 weeks, depending on how fast your lawn is growing. But please raise the level of the cuts because that's really important. So there's a few things to think about here on World Radio Gardening. I'll keep giving you tips on what you should be doing in the garden. And don't forget, go to our website, worldradiogardening.com. Help us grow our YouTube channel. Just hit subscribe.